Anyway, job well done. Sharuk and his warband have been slain, and the Mandalorians will trouble the farmers of Dantooine no more. Can't say I'm overly impressed with the Jedi neglecting to uphold their end of the feudal contract, though. It's not very honorable.
Yes?
But we weren't neglecting them. The Council...
Sure.
Oh no? Then how is it a band of marauders were allowed to menace our freeholds for so long with impunity? But they don't owe us fealty. The Jedi aren't that type of knightly order. Makes no difference. By failing to enforce the laws we set down, we're making ourselves look weak. These people chose to raise up their homes around our enclave because the Order is seen as a beacon of light in dark times. Our part is to protect them, and in turn they support us. They're holding up their end of the bargain. Why aren't we honoring ours? I never thought of it that way. I don't know. Well, now there's a new sheriff in town. With her trusty deputy, she's going to clean up this frontier. Right, Pilgrim? Right. So let's get to it then. Let's go fight a Kathhound. Leave it to the Kathhound being harder than the Mandalorians. Should probably give us some healing here. There.
Sure.
And another one that we can't leap to because we're under trees. Nice. Putting that Bondar crystal to good work. Getting her stuns. Alright. More Kathhounds have respawned yet again. Let's see if the kid's body is still there. Looks like they did bury it, which is great. It's great that the game... Hey, what are you doing? I've never jumped twice before. That was interesting. And another one. Why not? Why not delay our journey for 100 XP? Okay, so that did 23 damage. I actually want to see how a power attack does. 42. I might have to switch to the power attack despite my dislike of its animation. I don't know. I'll have the option of either or anyway, so that's something. I've always favored Flurry, but maybe I shouldn't. The courtyard. Now I kind of have to, I might run back to the Enclave and sell a few things before we head out there, and maybe collect Karth, somebody else in the ruins. Might even bring T3 in there. We didn't really get much playtime with T3. I guess there's no point on running all the way back there. Hey! Hey! Get back here! Where are you going? Lightsaber? Oh, thank you. Bastila is kindly speeding us up. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna swap back to T3. I wanted to see Canderous' reaction to the Mandalorians, but now that they've been dealt with, we can remove him and add T3 back into the party. Hey, little buddy. Just a guy, a girl, and their droid. I thought I saw another Kathhound over here, but I must have been mistaken. Upon approaching the ruins, Telemachus will have a strange sense of deja vu, and a chill will run down his spine as he moves his hand across the door, and it slides open. Breathing deep the damp, pungent air emanating from the Neolithic ruin, he turns his head to Bastila, then walks inside. Alright, here we are, inside the mysterious ruin. The first thing Mac will notice is just how bathed in the power of the dark side this place is. It's kind of spooky. Mist everywhere. Luckily, it looks like the first antechamber is clear. But on a personal note, I sure hope there aren't any Shoggoths in here. It'd be the perfect place to have one. Darkness everywhere. Tight corridors. All we need is a few more eyeballs and some tentacles and our day will be complete. And anyway, let's head inside the first door because it doesn't look like there's anything else in the first area besides some broken ceiling tile. Ancient droid. Looks almost like a spider. Arachnophobes beware. Nice frescoes. I have to take a closer look at those, and straight up for that matter. I've never looked straight up in this place before. After we're done talking to Mr. Droid over there. This droid is speaking a language you do not recognize. What language is that? What are you trying to say? This droid is speaking a language you do not recognize. Bastila, do you have any idea what this droid is saying?
I think the droid is trying to communicate with us by cycling through a variety of languages. Each time it spoke, it was using a very different alien dialect. The droid can probably understand us.
Well, that's good.
The only problem is it may not have been programmed with the phonemes of a language we can understand.
I can reproduce any of the languages spoken by the slaves and the builders. Hey, I understood that.
I recognize this language as well. It's an archaic variant of the Selkath dialect spoken on Manaan. But why would a droid on Dantooine be programmed to speak ancient Selkath?
Curious. Communication was vital to ensure that the slaves that constructed this temple, according to the wishes of the builders. But you are not of the slave species. Neither are you of the builders. You are like the one who came before.
It must be referring to Revan. The Dark Lord and Malak likely encountered this droid when they explored these ruins.
What are you? Why are you here? I am the Overseer. The builders programmed me to enforce discipline among the slaves while this monument to the power of the Starforge was constructed. At project completion, all slaves were executed. I was reprogrammed to serve should a builder return in search of knowledge of the Starforge. How long have you been here? My chronological circuits have marked over 10 full revolutions of this system's outermost planet around the sun since the builders left.
10 revolutions would take more than 20,000 years.
Whoa.
If this is true, then this droid is nearly 5,000 years older than the Republic itself. There must be some mistake.
There is no mistake. The builders constructed my chronological circuitry using the technology of the Starforge itself. My calculations are infallible. Who are these builders you keep referring to? The builders are the great masters of the galaxy, the conquerors of all worlds, the rulers of the Infinite Empire, and the creators of the Starforge.
These builders must have been an extinct people. Though it is strange, there's no record of their existence. Even the archives of the Jedi Academy make no mention of them. In the years before the Republic, the Hutts were a dominant force in the galaxy, but they never constructed an empire. In fact, I know of no species that would fit with this information.
Perhaps the droid is referring to the ancient Sith, though I don't know if their empire stretched as far back as 20,000 years. Though the droid does speak Selkath, maybe they were the builders. The Selkath were nothing but slaves and servants of the true masters, like all the other species. They bowed down before the might of the Builders and the Starforge. Not the Selkath, then. The empire of the Builders is infinite and everlasting. Nothing can stand against their might and the power of the Starforge. Have you seen a Builder recently? I have been here ever since the completion of this monument. In all this time, no Builder has returned to seek information on the Starforge. What is the Starforge? The Starforge is the glory of the Builders, the apex of their infinite empire. It is a machine of invincible might, a tool of unstoppable conquest. Yes, but what is it? What does it do? The Starforge is the glory of the Builders, the apex of their infinite empire. It is a machine of invincible might, a tool of unstoppable conquest.
The droid is obviously not programmed with the knowledge we seek. The Starforge sounds like some type of weapon, perhaps. Or in fact, it could be anything.
The Forge is a place where steel is worked. Could it have been a factory or a weapons plant?
Maybe. That might explain how the Sith were able to amass a fleet so quickly. But I suspect the Starforge is more powerful than a mere factory. Maybe the droid has more information we can use. It seems to respond to you. Perhaps you should ask it something else.
Where can we find the Starforge? Now that the slaves are gone, my purpose is to aid those who seek knowledge of the Starforge, if they are worthy. The ones who came before you, the ones like you, not Builders but not slaves, sought knowledge of the Starforge and its origins. They proved themselves worthy. They discovered the secrets of the Starforge locked beyond the sealed door behind me, but there was another who failed to unlock the secrets and paid the ultimate price.
The droid must be talking about poor Nemo. The Council sent him here to investigate, and it cost him his life.
Did you kill the Jedi over there? I am not programmed for combat. I did not harm the one who failed. The Temple's own protections will destroy those who seek knowledge of the Starforge if they are deemed unworthy. How can I prove myself worthy? Enter the proving grounds to the east and west. Within them, those who understand the will of the Builders can unlock their secrets and open the doors. Those who fail will be destroyed by the power of the Temple itself. More than this, I am not programmed to say.
Revan and Malak unlocked the sealed door and uncovered the secrets of the Starforge. Now Malak is using the Starforge to fuel his conquest of the Republic. We have to find out what they uncovered. We have to find a way to unseal these doors to learn more about the Starforge. The Republic is depending on us.
Don't worry, Bastila, we won't let the Republic down. Journal entry has been added. Experience points received 300. Let us go ahead and read that. Investigate the ruins. You have encountered an ancient droid in these ruins which purports to be a remnant of a vast, ancient, galaxy-spanning civilization. What happened to this civilization of Builders, and what else lies deeper in the ruins, you do not know. You have also found the fate of the Jedi who had been sent to investigate earlier. It would seem he had been slain. There was also one other journal entry that we forgot to read. When we slew Sharuk. Blah. Words. You have met and slain the Mandalorian leader Sharuk. He liked to collect lightsabers and surely would have taken yours and your head had you not slain him. John would surely like to hear of this and should reward you as well. Good. There's this item that's flashing. Advanced repair kits and repair kits. Alright. Now that the droid has gone silent, Telemachus kneels before the corpse of Nemo and begins sifting through the possessions of the poor old Jedi. The blue robe that he was wearing, no warmth of life left within, an unknown trapezoidal crystal hidden in his pocket, and a datapad journal attached to his belt. As he rolls the body onto its back to ensure nothing was missed, he makes a gruesome discovery. In his final moments, it seems that poor Nemo was fumbling with a small locked case, now firmly clutched to his chest. Whatever was inside, it must have been valuable to risk fumbling with in the heat of combat. Perhaps opening it was a last-ditch effort to save his own life. Taking the keycard off the ground and prying the case away from him, Telemachus opens it to find a sea of black cloth. A cloak, it seems, and within it, a fluted cuirass made of some copper alloy, vembruses and tassets made of the same material, and beneath those, a collection of 3 gilded lightsabers. They seem so familiar to him, so beautiful. As he continues unwrapping the garment, he's stricken with an intense feeling of dread, as a tinge of red shimmers beneath the final folds of cloth. The face of a demon, so it would seem, a visage of pure malice, the death mask of a Sith Lord, the face of Darth Revan. Telemachus gazes long into its eyes, in terror, entranced. So long since he had seen it last. A moment passes in silence before Bastila asks, "Are you all right?" Disturbed by the broken silence, an irrational rage boils within him as he looks back over his shoulder and asks, "What would you care, murderer?" "What?" she gasps, horrified by his change in character. His gaze, now diverted from the mask, Mac is alarmed by the fear in Bastila's eyes. Filled with shame, he hastily puts the cloak back over the wretched thing and says, I don't know why I said that. Bastila, no, I'm so sorry. I never meant to say that. Please, you have to believe me. I don't even know where that came from." "That thing is evil. You shouldn't keep it. Please, just leave it where it is and forget that you saw it." He pauses. This datapad was found on Nemo's corpse. The last entry seems to be very recent. "I have been given a task by the Jedi Council to hide the personal possessions of Darth Revan. The Council fears that any attempt to destroy these items may unleash the power of the dark side contained within. I fear for the Padawans, for they are young and easily tempted. I dare not leave these artifacts in the Jedi Enclave within sight of so many prying eyes. I will keep them with me until my task is complete." No. 5 people have already been here, and more will come in the future. It's not safe to leave it here for anyone to find. We have to take it. We can decide what to do with it later. Besides, it's mine now. So, we have found a relic. Darth Revan's robes. An item I will not be using and Mac will neglect to use. This encounter with it has kind of put the fear of God into him. He doesn't want anything to do with it. He saw how his character changed just by looking at this thing. It's clearly full of the dark side. And he needs to find a place to either destroy it or to hide it. But he's strangely attracted to it at the same time. And he does not want to give it up. He'll never admit that. I'm not going to read the description of this item. I'm not going to use this item. It's a modded item, of course. It's pretty overpowered. If I ever do use this, it'll be for roleplay reasons, if we have to use it as a disguise somewhere or something like that, but no, this is going to go into a hiding place. I'm not sure where exactly, but we also, in addition to that, got a collection of Darth Revan's lightsabers. He has a lightsaber, a long saber, and a double-bladed lightsaber. Likewise, all of these I won't be using, unless a certain situation calls for it. Pretty cool robes, I gotta say. It's not out of character, so. The other things we got, of course, are the things that Nemo owned himself. I don't know where his lightsaber went. Maybe it was destroyed in the conflict, but, we have a sigil crystal, which Bastila will tell him now more hesitantly than ever, I suppose, after that change in his character. Mined in the sigil system, this crystal is a costly but valued addition to a lightsaber. It produces a fiercely bright beam that sears on contact, inflicting great damage. It's one that'll be put into our personal saber, I think. And we also got a Jedi Knight robe. I really like this item. This is probably my favorite robe in the game, and I usually wear it whenever I play through the game. And I don't think we'll be breaking that tradition in this playthrough. Feats required Jedi defense bonus of 2, which is not as good, admittedly, as our combat suit that we have here. Max dexterity bonus of +8, so if we were kitted into dex, we could make more use of dexterity. Unfortunately, that's not the case. We barely have any dexterity, so... Members of the Order typically wear plain or unassuming garments, but this variant offers the additional protection needed by Jedi influencing important events. I think that's a suitable item, and we're going to wear that now. I don't know why I accidentally equipped the robe. Let's fix that. The Jedi Knight robe. Let's see how that looks on us. It's rather dashing. Don't you agree, Bastila? Stares silently at him. She's perturbed by his outburst. And let's make sure we got Nemo's stuff. Yeah. All right. I will put that crystal in my saber once we return to the Enclave, but for now we have business to attend to. Anyway, folks, I hope you don't mind a little bit of first-person roleplay every now and then. I'm trying to make it as interesting as I can and kind of pay special attention to the romance as well as the main plot of Knights of the Old Republic, because it's very threadbare when there's nothing else but the game telling the story. It is a game rated T for teens, so you're not going to find a whole lot of interest in it if you're a big boy, so to speak. So I try and inject a little bit more nuance or interest into it. I'm not going to do it very often. I try and keep it to a minimal, but any important events that we come across in the game where I feel like it might call for it, and I can think of a few coming up off the top of my head in the distant future, but not anytime soon, probably. I may take a moment to write something out. It's a lot more work for me to do that as well, and it does slow down the production of these videos because it takes a lot of different takes, and I'm not happy with the way I read something, and then I have to go back and record it. And it's, yeah. If you're ever doing this if you're ever doing this hobby, stick with off the cuff if you can. I'm shit at off the cuff roleplay, so I have to think about things. I do my best thinking in the shower, as it were. So, anyway, let's continue on and finish exploring the ancient ruin and see if we can discover what the Star Forge is. This door, according to the droid, is locked.
If the droid is correct, then we must complete the tasks in the proving grounds to the east and west before these doors will open.
Yes, indeed. Never actually heard Bastila say that because I don't think I've ever been dumb enough to click on the door, but I was just curious to see what happened. So, Mr. Droid, do you have anything more to say to us? You're neither builder nor slave. If you seek the secrets of the Star Forge, you must first prove yourself worthy. Only then will the sealed door behind be opened. Seems not. I will be going now. I shall remain here as programmed by the builders. Alright, so the door I usually go through is the one to the west, so what's behind door number 1? A guardian droid. Well, seems we know how Nemo met his fate here. Don't want to make the same mistakes he did. Let's buff up, because as I recall, this droid is one rough customer. He's got some nasty abilities. Start off with Force Speed, and on Bastila we will queue up Valor.
Yes?
And stuff, and we will also use energy resistance on her. She will be going first into the fray. It's only polite. Queue up an attack. T3. T3 is not yet in range. I guess I'll get Mac to go over there and attack it first. We'll try Force Whirlwind on him. And then T3 will follow behind and just fire at him, I guess. Alright. I don't know what we did there or what we applied, but that's all good. Just go.
Yes?
Come on, Mac. Don't just stand there. Whoa, 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 whoa. What the hell was that? Fire in the disco. Looks like Bastila was able to save against the droid's flamethrower, so, you know what, disengage. I don't want those.
You cannot win.
Since he's not focused on us. Wow, that is not a whole lot of damage. That's a little bit better. Ow, 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 ow. 15 damage and I'm freaking out here. Bastila, deal this. Says he's immune to something, but I'm not sure what. Bastila, stop that. Attack him. Just keep attacking him. Alright. I need to heal, I think. Ow. Yeah, not going so well. Yeah, I'm beginning to wonder if this droid doesn't have some sort of energy resistance on it, because our lightsabers are doing no damage to this thing. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna switch to the prototype Vibroblade and see if that does any better. And queue up some flurries. In fact, I'm gonna try and get him to focus on Bastila again for a while, so I don't take so much damage. Ow, he still wants me. Okay, just flurry them. Flurry. Good. Nice. And maybe one more. One more still. Sweet. 400 XP. I knew there was a reason we were keeping this damn sword around. Let's let the battle music end. It's like the poem goes. Gold for the mistress, silver for the maid, copper for the craftsman, cunning at his trade. Good, said the Baron, sitting in his hall, but steel, cold steel, is the master of them all. Very pleased that he kept this sword around. He knew there was a reason for it, but he wasn't sure what it was. He just couldn't bring himself to part with it. And it might have saved his life, so... I think we'll keep it on for now, in fact. I don't know when we're going to run into any more of these. It looks like Nemo was able to dispatch one of the droids before I guess he died of his wounds in the central chamber. Probably burned to death or something. Oof, gruesome. Let's heal up here before we go forward. Bastila's pretty low on force energy, so I'll handle this. Alright. So, we have some wreckage from the droid that killed Nemo. Let's go ahead and look through it. Droid motion sensors type 1, droid light plating type 2, and an environmental shield level 1. Let's get all those items and look at them. Where are they? Be down here with all the other droid items. Droid light plating type 2. Feats required, droid upgrade class 2, defense bonus of 4. Though more for the factory floor, plating of this type is seeing more general use. Light but effective, this upgrade can mean the difference between repair and replacement if a droid comes to harm. I believe we read these items already, but I'm just gonna... It's been a while since we've seen it, so I'm just gonna reread them. Remind myself. Droid motion sensors type 1 gives awareness plus 2. These devices allow a droid to better detect creatures hidden by stealth, fields. This basic model is the most inexpensive of the type and is commonly available to on many droids. Might be an item for T3, we'll see. We have an environmental shield level 1, environment shield level 1 rather. A droid upgrade class of 1 uses 10 out of 10. Deflection heat, deflection energy, sonic, cold, heat, 20 points total. So that explains how the droid was able to take so much damage. Duration 200 seconds. Initially designed to resist the harsh conditions of the factory floor, I guess from slag flying all over the place, all the heat and maybe even the cold, like carbonite and stuff like that. These shields provide a droid with basic protection against a broad array of effects. The power drain is significant, however, and they must be replaced regularly. So, what's the difference between an energy shield then? So the energy is only energy 20 points. Environment shield is everything for 20 points. So the environment shields are just better than energy shield level 1s. Okay. That makes some sense, I guess. Can we give T3 anything? I think the light plating type 2 is the same. Yes, it is. As medium plating type 1. I think the light plating looks kind of just better as an item icon, I find. So I'm going to give it to T3. We'll keep the medium plating for another droid if we happen to have one at some point. Do we want to put the sensors in him? Probably not. Awareness is kind of a dump stat. It's one of the ones I thought that would have been super important when I first played the game all those years ago, but as long as one person has it, and that's Bastila, we tend to be fine, so yeah, I'll stick with the basic targeting computer. There we go. That's good.
Sure.
So what do we have in this chamber anyway? Ignoring the obvious computer that's humming away over there. Again, ceilings in this room, nice. It's a lot bigger in the inside than it is on the outside, I gotta say. The place is deceiving. I guess we might have went down into the earth a bit of a ways before we emerged down here. I question the structural integrity of this place. We've got a big collapsed support beam here. Strange banners of some sort, I guess, of the people who built this place. I don't know what the symbol is. And the ancient terminal. It flickers to life. And displays a series of strange, winged, dual-slotted metal boxes, somersaulting merrily to a jaunty tune. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Maybe it doesn't do that.